What are you laughing at?
Just arguing about why social media is important. I also thinking about it for 20 minutes last night. I laughed at a tweet that said, if you ever reverse the shit, go ahead and put that rainbow flag in your bio, Playboy.
Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this?
Are we rolling? It's another episode of KFC Radio on the Barstool Network. It's Clancy and Feits. You have been making noises, bro.
Dude, okay.
Like I know you lost your voice and you've been generally unhealthy for the past 10 to 15 days. But
I thought you were gonna say years.
Well, that yeah. Generally unhealthy for the last 15 years. Like super unhealthy for the last 10 to 15 days. But this is
I accidentally I did it.
What?
I just rested my throat on the microphone, and it just kind of hit my gag reflex. It almost
oh boy, Feits got the giggles today, man. It's almost like what, John? Continue. Go ahead. What were you gonna say there? What were you gonna say, John? 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 We lost him.
All right. When you can kind of feel your penis when you put your finger in a butt, you can feel it like the other way.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you felt that.
I felt it. Like I was like, I'm like hitting it, but it's just not hitting it. You know what I mean? You know exactly what I mean. Stop pretending you don't know what I mean.
I mean, I know what you're talking about when you put your finger in, but I don't quite get the. Yeah,
Well,
I mean, I get it.
Yeah, you get it. Yeah, you get it.
First, for a split second, I thought you were talking about you putting a finger in your ass and feeling your dick, and I was like, you go deep. You put a finger in, huh?
Oh, that's not what I meant.
Yeah.
But it is obviously I have a bit of an exaggerated gag reflex. Mine's a little bigger than everyone
we
else's.
know.
So when it gets
seen
hit,
that on
it fucking gets a little draw out of me. But anyway, about my noises, Grinnell in the Uber, it was like a 2.5 hour Uber out to Borelli's for game 6,
right?
five. Grinnell just woke me up, not even mad, just to tell me, like, dude, you make wild noises.
Wild noises. How about you?
And then he's like, we can go back to bed. Like, I just wanted you to know. Like,
just give you an
insane.
update.
Like,
how about you at Apparelli's? I mean, it sounds legitimately like when they filmed Jurassic Park, Steven Spielberg said we actually had to make up our own noises because technically nobody knows what dinosaurs sounded like. So they would mix like an elephant making a noise with a tiger growling and a lion yelling. That sounds like that. Like you could have been, you could be the new voiceover for the new pterodactyl in Jurassic Park. Because you do put your hands out too. I really think you think you're a bird of some sort.
Kevin, I don't know what I am.
No, nobody does. Nobody knows. Yo, speaking of birds, you want to hear some funny shit?
Yeah.
I think it's funny. I'm sure there's gonna be some bird people out there who don't agree with me. My sister had this little bird family make a nest on top of her air conditioner window unit, and she sat on these eggs for however fucking long it takes to make some eggs. The bird, yeah, not my sister. And she would take pictures and update it and post it on her Instagram and talk about the mama bird and watching the eggs, and then the eggs hatched, and then I guess they did another round. Long story short, there was a couple fucking babies born, and my sister loved it. And then there was another set, and a fucking crow came in the other day. One of the babies had hatched, and he swooped in and fucking took the baby away. And my sister saw it. She was watching at the time, horrified. And then as the crow or whatever flew away, the other one just started pecking through and started to hatch, swooped in and took the other fucking one with him. My sister was in tears, bawling. She's like, my birds are gone. Circle of fucking life, baby.
How confused must that bird be? Does that bird just think that's what life is?
Yeah, I'm born for 1 second and then gone.
It just flew and then it just, I imagine, got eaten.
You know what? I call that bird
is that
lucky. That bird's
Do you
lucky.
think that bird just thinks that's what life is like? He was like, the whole flight up, he's like, this is what it's all about? Like, this is the hullabaloo.
I fucking fought through an eggshell for this. Man.
30 seconds of life, a quick drop to the ground, and then a fucking crow pecks at my intestines once I split open.
Birds are the fucking. Are you a bird guy? Clem
I'm
and
not
those
an
guys are all
anti-bird
like
guy. I'm not a
bird
pro-bird
watching and
guy.
shit. I mean, your dad's got the binoculars. And
Not yet. And we'll keep a secret.
did we talk about that on the air?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
okay.
it's just he doesn't have it.
That was
it's not
part.
Father's Day yet.
I it's part of my rebrand for Father's Day. But it sounds like that's something your dad actually wanted. You know?
I hope so.
Oh wait, did you make this up?
What?
You know he likes birds.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I hope you want a binocular. Yeah, I don't know. He didn't ask for binoculars right
You know
now.
what Jackie gets her dad? Drones. Year after year, just keeps getting him drones. And he's like, I don't even like drones. And she knows that, and she keeps just getting it for
What
him.
is your dad going to kill Morgan Freeman?
Yeah, like what is your what could a normal ass dad need to
An
drone
angel has
for?
fallen reference. About 7 people got it.
That's a great like when it's birds. No, it's not. It's drones. Yeah.
Good gift.
Why does he need so many drones? To keep
Well, 'cause
breaking?
he
But
likes-
you
he like-
yourself said it's not. You're like, he
Well,
doesn't
I
really
know,
like
but
it.
it's like he likes like gadgety things, and so there was like, and then there was one time where we strayed away from that, and then like we got him. My sister got him this tie clip without running it by
See,
me.
I mean, like that's insane. In what world would a tie clip be a good gift?
that's exactly what I said.
Oh,
and
I disagree. If your dad's a guy
No,
who
no,
wears
no.
a suit and tie to work every day.
it was he's never worn a tie clip in his entire life, and then
But does
all
he
of
wear
a
a suit
sudden,
and tie?
so then she what?
Does he wear a suit and
No,
tie?
he doesn't.
Okay,
So
well,
then,
But even still,
in that case,
I
bad
mean, you
gift.
might like it, but like 99% of guys are gonna be like, thanks.
Yeah.
for, like a tie clip.
it was $100 too, and like
It's just
it wasn't worth it.
This notion, because on the Kevin Clancy show I rebranded Father's Day, and part of it was the gift giving. When girls are like, guys are so hard to shop for, and it's like it's the total fucking opposite. Girls are impossible to shop for. We can't, because you can't really buy their clothes for them. You can't really buy like sizing and all that shit, and high heels. You don't know how high to go and the right size for that and shit. So like we know what girls like, but it's hard to get like the gifts. Where guys, it's like you know our hobbies, you know the brands we like, you know the shit we like. Like you can get us. If you know anything about us at all, I think we're very easy to shop for.
I'm hard to shop for, I think.
Because you dress like a lady. Because you're Madame Feidelberg. It's like buying gifts for a chick.
But I also just don't care. Like I truly don't care. Like
That's the other side of it. But that's why people don't really try. Because guys inherently will be like, oh, all right, cool. Like, thanks for the tie
yeah,
clip.
no,
like,
but
whatever.
people just don't even get me things anymore.
Oh,
And I'm
wow,
like,
they've
I'm
just given up
My
on you,
mom
huh?
told me. I think about 4 years ago, my mom started being like, "Unless you tell me what you want, I'm not getting
Yeah,
anything."
that-
and I was like, I'm fine. I'm good.
I
I haven't
also.
gotten a gift. I don't think I've ever gotten a gift from my girlfriend. Once ever. Like, we've been together for like 4 years. It's a lot of holidays.
She just doesn't even try
I
anymore.
don't think I've ever got. I don't think ever. No, she got me like the decanter once, which is a good one.
Yeah.
And then I think she just was like, "I'm going out on top." She could stand it.
Because I was gonna say, like, there you go. Like, next gift, you can get a set of like rocks glasses,
Yeah.
and then you get the cart to go with it. All these things. But now she just stopped.
Actually, my mom. Actually, probably the last gift both the women in my life have gotten me was a decanter, and they both stopped after. That's why my mom got me a decanter. My girlfriend got me a decanter. No gifts.
Now, I ultimately don't care, and again, that's probably why people know that. But it's like, well, why do they just stop? It's bullshit. You know what I mean? It's fucking. Maybe if we started to get nice gifts, we would be like, oh, I look forward to the holiday.
Right.
Maybe we wouldn't just be like angry, bitter pieces of shit. Like, whatever, man. Get me a gift or don't. I'm almost dead anyway. You know? Maybe we would. You can jar me on that one. I see her shaking her head over there.
No, you didn't say. You didn't
I didn't
say,
say it.
no,
Yeah, I
there's
didn't say it.
no- That was just like probably a crow
Just a-
might
that's
grab
just
me
a
tonight.
fact, yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I mean, it's and also like you can always the fallback. You can always just get booze.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Go
get
get in a decanter.
Go get your man a bottle of New Amsterdam vodka, and he's happy. Get him a decanter, a rocks glass, some paraphernalia for drinking, and a bottle of New Amsterdam vodka. And it's like bingo, bango, bongo. Now I can get drunk and I'm happy. New Amsterdam vodka is the best cocktail vodka on the planet. It's best vodka to do anything. When you want to drink it straight, you want to do shots, you want to make cocktails with it. We used it for the Barstool Sports Summer Cocktail Competition, which is going on right now. The first few episodes are out. Where me and Feidelberg were Team KFC Radio. There was Team Chicago, Team PMT, Team Chicks, Team Foreplay. All this shit, all these teams were put together to I just like automatically said all this shit. I was just like, I don't know, all this shit that I'm talking about.
There's a bunch of shit.
Just shit happening. We all made our own cocktails. We had to draft the ingredients and try to make.
That's what you meant. A bunch of there was a bunch of shit.
There was a whole bunch of shit. Yeah, the ingredients were like random things, down to like all your classic cocktail mixers. So we all had to try to make the best cocktail possible. So you can go watch that now. But any cocktail made with New Amsterdam is going to be good to go. So check out your local liquor store and pick up the new summer co-branded New Amsterdam Barstool Sports bottle. It's like a commemorative bottle with the red, white, and blue. Looks very cool. So
get one of those for
get
you, man.
they're like get some Barstool merch and a Barstool bottle.
Get
of vodka.
one now.
Done.
Give it to him once it's sold out.
And then it's like
for his birthday,
elite.
for Christmas, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, holy shit, I get your hands on one of these. No, I didn't buy them on eBay or StockX or anywhere. I planned.
got the OG.
I planned for a gift.
Imagine that. New Amsterdam vodka, the official vodka of Barstool Sports.
It's like, oh, you want to know? You want to know? Oh, baby. I'm so happy I just happened to take it out of my pocket. Every time I take my wallet out in front of my girlfriend,
piece of shit.
I make it a point to say, boy, I need a new wallet.
And guess what you're never going to get.
I have given her 2 years.
Yeah, look at that thing. Look at that thing.
Cards just fall out of every possible hole.
That looks like a old pair of underwear that you just wrap your. That looks
I'm
like
like-
an old
I'm like,
thong
look,
that
one
you just
day
wrap your
she's-
cards up with.
One day she's going to want to get me a gift. And every single time I've taken this out, I've said, boy, I could really use a new wallet. Literally,
They don't
at
listen.
least 2 years I've
They
been
do
doing
not
it.
care. They absolutely do not care.
So,
I'm gonna go get you a gift, man.
Intentionally.
I'm
I'm
gonna
like,
get you a wallet.
drop. No, I can't. I'm fucking pot committed now.
Yeah, you gotta wait until she does it.
Like, both card holes. It comes out of just both ways. I'll tell you what. Basically, every time I use a card, one falls on the ground. And somehow, for 2 years, I remembered to pick that card up. One day I will not. My identity will be stolen.
You'll be
and
on
the
the
wallet will be useless.
and it's all her fault. Dude, one day it'll be like your fucking like wedding gift. One day, who knows? It'll be like your 50th anniversary is a leather wallet finally. Oh, dude, you want to hear a great line? I was talking to my lawyer the other day, and I was asking him. We're going through this real estate shit, so I reached back out to him, and so we're just talking. I was like, so was that all like a joke about pandemic and divorces, or like is it the real deal? Like, did it really like skyrocket? And he's like, oh, baby, like business is booming. Really? And I was like, yeah, that was kind of like the joke, but like for real, huh? And he was like, oh yeah, can confirm. And he goes, and this my lawyer, he does like TV appearances and stuff. He's on like the Steve Harvey show and writes books and Rachel Ray. So he's like kind of an entertainer guy too. So he's with it, and the line he's been like peddling, and he was like, feel free to use this, and I was like, no, I'll give you credit for it. He said something, how do you word it? He was like, he's like, what I'm telling everybody now is weddings are for better or worse, but not for lunch. And he's like you can't handle, like marriages can't last the daytime. Like you see, like they agreed for better or worse or to death do you part, but not to have lunch together. Because during the day you see them in the morning, you see them at night, it's all good. But if you have to exist with your spouse in between that 9 to 5, doesn't work.
That makes sense.
And it makes a lot of very much sense in regard. He was telling me that the main issue, there's two main issues, that people were getting laid off, and like the wife would become the breadwinner, and that like, you know, people freak out about that. And also when it was like, okay, Zoom school is today, which parent is going to like sit down with the kid and help? And it was like, well, my job's more important, so I'm gonna work. Oh, I make more money, so you got to do it. And it's just like clashing, blowing up. Like couples just cannot coexist during the workday.
See, I get that, and I think it's even simpler than that.
But then,
in some
so that
sense.
was like the literal
Where
sense. Then I think it's just like, wait a minute.
It's like you had recess planned,
Yes.
and then recess got taken away.
Yes, exactly.
It's like, oh, now we're just in school all the time.
I mean, I remember my dad being like, I've said this many times before. The day that you look forward to work to get away from home is when there's problems,
Yeah.
you know? And then also there's a point where there's not problems, but if you're like drowning in newborns and diapers, you're like, I got to get the fuck out of here. And I remember my dad always being like, I got to get back to work. Like the end of a vacation, he'd be like, yes, like putting his suit and tie back on, like, let's go. And I was always like, damn, this dude loves to go to work. Like, oh my God. And then you get older and you're like, I get
No,
it.
he didn't love work. He didn't like me.
Exactly. It's not what I do love, it's what I don't love. And he doesn't love me. But yeah, like when you, that like little break that you have like built in that you expect, like, all right, I got to get the fuck out of here. And then that's just gone.
But the break gets taken away. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's real hard.
Like sitting, that's like a great like TV pilot almost, like a couple, like you want to eat lunch together? I guess so.
Yes. What do you even eat for lunch? Like,
And then even think about
I've
it.
never even seen you eat lunch.
Right. You want a tuna fish
Do
sandwich?
do you eat lunch?
Yeah. It's fucking funny. That's fucking great. I didn't even know you had lunch, honey. And then you're in a fight over it. Of course I love lunch. What do you mean? Man, it's a bleak life out there. So it's summertime here at Barstool. Oh, officially, by the way, the air conditioning is fixed.
Yes.
In the room.
Very nice.
Like literally a lifesaver. Because first of all, I mean, as I said, I was going to die. Second of all, I was really prepared to pour water on my head every single episode. And I look like Jerry Steinfeld with the low flow showers once I pour water on my hair. So I was like, this is going to be terrible for my on-camera appearance if I got to do the low flow hair again. But my man Sparky, literally, that's his name. Sparky, the AC HVAC man. Shout out to Lana Rhodes. Who, did you see the clip of her saying that on Answer the Internet?
Like, if we ever break up, I'm dating a fucking HVAC worker.
Lana Rhodes' go-to is
She's got an HVAC fetish.
she knows one fucking Lana Rhodes knows one blue collar job, and she just keeps going to it. She knows like gangsters and celebrities and nothing in between. So Sparky comes in.
She thinks it means hammers, vacuums, and computers, though.
What's very funny right there, I don't know if people picked up on this because it's a very subtle thing, but the way you were laughing, I could tell you were going to say something, and I know you were trying to come up with the words. So I was waiting. You were laughing, and I was like, okay, say it. But you weren't. And I was like, what's going on? And it's because you were trying to come up with things that start with HVAC.
I was like, what is the
Hammers,
fucking...
vacuums, and computers.
She's like, she thinks HVAC just means blue collar.
she thinks it's a word like HVACK. You know, HVAC. It's not even a fucking...
It's just all the blue collar professions. HVACs.
So,
I think that covers them all.
that's pretty much it. That's about everything right
Hammers,
there.
vacuums, and computers. I really struggled to get that C. I didn't
really
know.
did.
I didn't know. I was like, boy. I think I was thinking cars. Cars probably would have been a
Cars
better
would have
one.
definitely worked, but I
Yeah.
like computers better. But Sparky comes in and he's like, I'm here to fix the air conditioning. And I was like, thank God. I was like, I can kiss you on the fucking lips. And I explained to him, I was like, I think the problem is that certain places are patchy and it gets hot and cold, and my studio is super hot, so I go turn down the AC, and then people over here end up too cold. And he goes, fuck them. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, forget about them. You're important. It's you guys with the studios that matter. And I was like, fuck yeah, Sparky. I need you to be my agent. I'm the talent. And Sparky rolling in there. He didn't even have a mask on. He had like his shirt up, and he was just like, you're what matters. Yeah, I need you walking into Erica's office like, give this man a raise. I'm Sparky. I'm here to represent Kevin Clancy in his latest negotiation. He needs air conditioning and a 50% raise. I was like, yeah, man.
I get it. Sparky probably get it.
Seriously,
Sparky
Sparky rolls
You go in
in.
somewhere looking like a Midwestern, not
Like a
Midwestern,
bandit.
a Western bank robber.
Yeah.
Then yeah.
People are fucking listening,
Bandit would
man.
have been a good one.
Write
too.
that script. Write that one down.
Yeah. Sparky represents me in business negotiations. So air conditioning is all good, but it is summer here at Barstool, which means it's intern season. And it's a weird dynamic right now because the Barstool office is a motherfucking free-for-all right now because Dave is the quote-unquote director of content, and he usually is the one in the office who will like scare these people and yell at these people. But he's gone now, and he has not really like passed the torch, so to speak, on to someone else. Like It's not like he told me or Dan or you or somebody to be like, you got to control
Don't
the
tell me.
intern. Yeah, right. I don't want that responsibility, but there was nobody to tell the new hires, the young people, and the interns. Like, usually Dave would scare the fuck out of these people by now so that they just shut the fuck up, you know? Right now they're all hanging out at the bar. They're having a good time. They're the loudest people in the office. They're doing whatever they want, whenever they want. And it's like, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything. So nobody's saying anything. Dave finally caught wind of them, though, and just absolutely started roasting them on the Dave Portnoy podcast, I guess. And they each made TikToks that we think are absolutely unbearable. And I would imagine the general consensus from all demographics are that these TikToks suck. But I really think, like, I think kids just, like, document their day. Like, all of them were just like, here's footage of us walking to the office, and here's footage of us like eating our lunch. And
That's just what TikTok is?
I don't know. Maybe these guys are particularly bad at it, but it seems like they all were like, here's my fit, here's what I'm doing.
I mean, one of them just had on like it was hard to take his T-shirt off a fucking clothes hanger.
That was insane. He said the hanger's not cooperating.
Like,
he said
it was like nervous. Hanger wasn't great. I mean, I guess like,
but that's what I mean. It was like, or maybe everybody thinks those are bad. I don't know. I mean, he himself was like. He's like, I've made about like 10 TikToks in my whole life. I'm retiring. I'm done with them. So maybe he just thinks, he knows he sucks at it. But I think this is the first time that Barstool, in my mind, is now officially like just a big media company, and there are interns who are just like want a job at the company. Like, even our last round of interns were like morons who like stuck out.
Excuse me.
Yeah,
you were.
You're not. First of all, you're not an intern, but you are a moron. So, yeah. I did a Google challenge with Jackie because she is the slowest Googler since Tommy Smokes, like the worst Googler of all time.
No, I just am nervous.
Yeah, well, that makes you bad at it. So that's why we're working on it. Okay. And so I timed her. I was like, I need you to get me the pronunciation of this guy's name. Go. And it took like 1 minute and 10 seconds. It was way too long. I just imagine just sitting there for a solid 70 seconds while someone just like. And then it turned out like if you just type the guy's name in pronunciation, if she just scrolled down like one thing, it was his tweet that said, "Here's how to pronounce my name." But anyway, you're a moron.
Missing the part where I got you like a YouTube video that said his first name and
right,
last
but you can't
name
trust that.
verbally.
Have you ever used those before? Where it's
I actually
a
have.
white background.
Yeah.
And
I trust those.
And first of all, it's like it should just be a 2-second video, and they make it like 20 seconds. Have you seen that? We're like, today we are going to be telling you how to pronounce the name. It's like, just fucking say the name. But her argument started to be like, well, I got you I confirmed that his last name was pronounced that way, and it was like his last name was never in question. But she was trying to throw that in the mix.
Who
are you talking about?
It was Tyron Woodley, who is fighting Jake Paul.
Yeah.
And I wasn't sure if it was Tyrone or Tyron, and his video was like, his tweet was like, I'm not Tyrone, I'm Tyron. And she was like, but it was Woodley. And I was like, didn't think it was Woodley. It was Woodley. But so that's my point to prove that you're a moron.
I'm going to get like a dyslexia or processing issue like diagnosis.
Oh, now you have dyslexia.
No. That's such a stretch. I take that back completely.
Dyslexia Twitter's going to come for
that.
No.
Okay, we'll get that out.
It's going to be hard to understand them.
Yeah. Now dyslexia Twitter's coming for that. You weren't like part of that. Like Nick just found you on the sly. That's always kind of been KFC Radio. Like I don't think we've ever taken. But I guess Zach was in that last crew.
Yeah.
Dukes is like a perfect like dumb moron. You know what I mean? Like there was always Glenny was an intern. People with these like weird one of a kind, and they came in and everybody knew. To like you said you were like I was fucking terrified, right? Josh was like I never spoke to anybody until they spoke to me.
I sat at Jack McCarthy's desk and didn't talk to anybody. My first day, Jack got up and got lunch, and I just sat at his desk, and I didn't eat my whole entire first day. I just sat there.
Right. Hank didn't eat for like
Didn't
weeks,
say
right?
Hank didn't eat for a few days.
Hank didn't eat for days.
Hank asked, what time do you guys eat here? And Dave's like, what are you talking about?
Eat whatever you want.
It's lunchtime.
It's like the joke. I didn't know you eat lunch, man. Nick, you said that you didn't know if snacks were for everybody, so you just never had any snacks in the office.
Yeah, I just
that's a good move. I don't think you should roll in and start like the other day. actually, that fits perfectly. There was a boatload of Milanos. Did you see that?
Yeah.
And I finished up late, and I was like, ooh, I'm going to go over and have some Milanos. And I specifically thought to myself, there was so many Milanos that, like, there will be leftovers. Gone. And I realized it's because there's fucking, like, 12 extra mouths who are just scavengers.
That's all they
vultures.
eat.
Yeah.
Like, they're packing it in their
broke
bags
and
for
they're,
dinner that
they're
night.
taking them home.
Yeah.
So Nick comes up to me, and Nick Tarani, he's like, I got a fucking bladder infection because I didn't piss for 3 weeks. Like, everybody came in here absolutely afraid. These guys are coming in like they own the goddamn joint, and I think it's just that it's finally like we're getting too old. They're so much younger. Their generation is kind of different, but the company itself has changed to the point that, like, Dave's not here to fucking put you on blast or turn you into a fucking give you a nickname to like break you mentally.
The girls are also very type A too, so they're like
they're doing
like
shit.
like
Well,
like Hannah like meets someone every single 5 fucking minutes and like is just ready to go all the time. Like,
which is probably a good thing, but I think you need a little bit of a medium, somewhere in the middle. You know, it's like
I mean, they might be. I don't think we know definitively that they're not weird yet.
Well,
they could
yeah,
be weird.
They could definitely be weird. They're definitely. I mean,
I think someone was saying that like Dave was interviewing one of them, and the guy's like, "Yeah, I don't even know what Barstool is."
see, that's what I kind of mean.
And maybe that didn't happen.
That's
I
actually what it
did.
is.
I did
That's
overhear
the
that.
problem.
I don't know that it's factual, but it's just
I could
heard it.
see that we've gotten to a point where people like when I got my job at Deloitte, I was like, I don't know what the fuck this is, but I know the name. It's a good company.
Yeah,
So
right.
it's like
it's
if you're
it's
looking
like
to
why
be
do
in
you want to
media,
work for this company? It's like, well, because it's a big company.
I just knew it's a good job.
Yeah.
I knew the guy who works here makes $100 million. I want to do that one day. That's kind of the point. I think everybody else coming in knew the history, knew like, oh, I don't talk to that guy, or like, oh, that guy's crazy, or whatever. Now it's just like, I don't know, I'm in college, I want to work in media, and I got the job
It's
here.
a media company.
And that's, I mean, on the one hand, it's probably better that we don't have crops of teenagers coming in, and we immediately give them like anxiety issues and scare them to death for like 3 straight months during the summer. But I think a healthy in between is where you need to be. In all
Which
in all
again,
jobs.
we might be there. We just I don't think we've had enough of a chance to.
Right.
I don't even. Do we have orient? Like, when would I have met these people? At any point? No.
Erica met them all on her podcast. She was like, I don't even know you yet. Like, welcome to the show. So I don't think we would have had like a meet and greet. And that's, what we always say is like the best thing about Barstool and the worst thing about Barstool is they don't tell you what to do. They just fucking say, go do it.
It is.
So when you're a 19-year-old kid, it's like, I don't know
But
what
like
to do.
theoretically too, like I should go introduce myself
Yes,
to them.
definitely.
And I won't
But what's
because
funny-
I don't think I bet they'd be like, why the fuck is Feidelberg talking to me?
Well, here's the thing.
Like-
So here's the problem. That is a staggering lack of self-esteem. That is, and that comes from you working here for a decade plus when it was like, when your self-worth was absolutely chopped off at the knees.
Dude, I remember always
So
reading
you think
articles.
that you started here and Dave berated you and the internet broke you down so much that now, as a 30-plus-year-old man, you don't have enough self-worth to think that the teenagers would like know or take an interest in you.
Correct.
And that is the cycle I want to preserve. I want that to continue because I think that's the way we should do business here.
It's not just Barstool. It's also like reading so many articles on Tom Brady where everyone is always like Tom
knows,
Brady
like,
was the
everybody's
first one to
name.
introduce himself
Yeah.
to someone. And I'm like,
I'm not
well, I'm
Brady.
not Tom Brady.
Absolutely.
So like, why would it why would someone think that why would someone care if I talk to
Bro,
them?
do you know how much more like successful and probably happy we'd be if we had self-esteem? Like every time we're by the way, for I guess people who maybe would be interested in this, we're putting together live shows again, and every time I'm like, I cannot believe anybody wants to see this. Rather than being like, fuck yeah, we're gonna sell this out and then we're gonna go to the next one and sell that out. We're gonna go across the I'm gonna go fucking Howard Dean on him. Instead I'm like, oh, like you think people will pay $5 for a ticket? Because we are just absolutely
Should we just have the
emotional.
interns do the show for us?
You guys are probably funnier than us anyway. I mean, it's I think that all jobs should have, I think you, like when every year around this time, there's the whole like unpaid intern fight, and that goes like viral on the internet. How it's like not ethical and all that shit. But I also like think that like there's as long as you're not like working like 60-hour weeks and all that kind of shit. It's like
They're paid too, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. These guys are paid. Yeah. And I ultimately think that is the way to do it. Like I do think like it's basically slave labor. If you don't pay people, that's fucked up. But I don't know. I also think there's something to being an unpaid intern, being lowest on the totem pole, kind of being a little bit afraid, like learning when and when not to talk and
I think you can
interrupt
do that
all
and still afford to buy dinner.
Sure. No doubt.
I think
No
you
doubt.
can like.
Yeah.
But again, like if it's a mom and pop shop and it's an unpaid internship, that's probably one thing. But like,
Yeah, when it's like a multi-billion
yo,
dollar.
have you heard of reverse internships?
You got to pay them.
You paid them. It's like I forget exactly what it's called, but it was listed as like you pay $15 an hour for the experience.
See that's some good branding, I think.
It's like
Because that company's like, we're so fucking awesome. You should pay to be a part of us. If they can pull that off, I think that's pretty cool.
it's insanity.
It's fucking nuts.
Like,
what
it's reverse something.
Could you think of like a company or an experience you would do that for?
Me.
The reverse financed internship.
Yeah.
It finally happened, recruitment Twitter. What is that tweet? What is that picture? This guy being like excited that he got to. Note, this is a reversed finance internship. You will pay $15 an hour to work here. God bless America. I think this is revolutionary, man.
It is.
You pay
one
us.
Of the great. If you can sell that,
Amazing.
if you can sell that, just sell your company tomorrow. 'Cause it's
For sure.
It's got to be reached. Peak
That
of
is
what it-
amazing.
What's up?
We could do that here.
We probably could.
We probably
could
could
do
pay
that
here. But the thing is, everyone who would pay
Would be such an asshole.
We'd be like, I don't fucking want you
The
working
amount,
here.
if you showed up to Barstool, first of all, it would be like your mom and dad paying it.
Yeah,
But
right.
anybody who was like, I want to work here, I'll pay you for it, I hate you. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Like when people are like, I'll do anything, I'll lick the toilets. It's like, oh, you have, no, I don't like you at all.
I would have done
You have less self-worth than me.
I would have done it.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
charge
how
overtime?
about this? I can't tell if this is real or not. I want you to tell me what your vibe is on this.
The job interviews to tell us why we should take your money.
Yeah, it's incredible. So Katie Stats was tasked with running the Indy 500 Machine Gun Kelly party guest list.
Yes.
And we were trying to find, I guess it was almost like tell us why you deserve a ticket sort of thing. So trying to find like the best and funniest and most worthy, if you will, people to show up to our party. And this guy emails Katie. Didn't know it was Katie.
I know this one.
You know this one?
Yeah, but read it.
Do you think it's real?
There is a line at the end that I like.
We'll pose the
There's a line
question.
at the end that I actually think is funny. Again, this is what I think it's going to be. It is bad, and it gets worse, and it gets worse, and then the line at the end is so good, I think he ropes me back into being pro this guy.
My name is John. I'll give you a fake name. John. I'm coming to... Okay. I gotta like deliver this, right? I gotta do him justice. My name is John, and I'm coming to this party to fuck. I'm 4 for 4 with Sports Illustrated models. I'm 6'4" and extremely chiseled. I rep 285 by 6, and I'm ready to fuck somebody's bitch. I have 81,000 on TikTok for TikTok. I have 81,000 on TikTok for TikTok before Toonie 2 turned. Even had a smartphone.
No, smartphone was the only word I understood in that sentence.
I was gonna. Oh, I get it now though. Toonie 2. Okay, I have 81,000 on TikTok for TikTok before Toonie 2 turned to even had a smartphone. I want to melt. I want my face to melt at the Indy 500, not the Indy 500, the Indy 500. Let a dude know. Credentials: #1 Indiana University frat legend beast, 8-time Snake Pit attendee, candy flipped 3 years in a row at Hard Summer, Jedi flipped twice at Snow Globe. I don't know what any of these things mean. 5 times COVID negative, drank with Mark Cuban twice, and beat Post Malone in Pong 4 times. Shotgunned 4 Locos back to back to back to back to back. In conclusion, I like my women how I like my milk. White, wet, and 2% fat, so let's do
The
it.
2% fat is just unbelievable.
So bad. It's so bad. Jedi flipping is mixing shrooms, acid, and Molly.
Whoa.
So as I read this and as I think this guy was putting on like a stereotype, right? By the way, I've always heard
Real.
it's real.
I don't know anything what he was fucking saying. There's no way you can know any of that stuff unless
And
you're
not
that
be
guy.
able to,
You're that guy.
like,
Yeah.
You almost have to have
Like,
had experience.
just do me a favor, Nick. Google real quick. How do I sound like a douchebag?
Yeah, and see if these things pop
see
up.
if those things pop up.
Yeah, because that's the only way you could do it. I've always heard the opposite. Like, I like my women like I like my coffee, like strong and black.
It's
This
men.
is the opposite.
Yeah, it's
Oh, men. Yeah,
tall,
yeah.
black, and tall, dark, and not handsome. What's the tall, dark, and rich? Is that it?
That works. That works.
Jackie's. Oh wait, I don't know. Never mind.
That does work though. Well done.
Yeah, tall, dark, and rich. Sure. Yeah, that's. I've never heard this
White.
one. Though.
Wet. I don't even think you need the wet. I guess wet, obviously, but like milk.
I think the wet
milk-
makes it funny.
Yeah,
It's
it's like,
like,
I mean,
you know, I
is there any milk that's not wet?
Yeah.
Oh my god, you had to swallow the puke down. What could you possibly be puking over? Dry milk?
Curdled milk.
Curdled milk. Okay, that'll do it. Yeah.
Thought you were gonna say. Thought you were
Curdled
gonna
milk
say
is the most
powder.
disgusting thing ever. It's astounding. You're just getting worse.
I
Just
remember-
the thought of things makes you puke.
Oh,
puke
big
now.
time. I remember the first time I did an Irish car bomb.
And you let it sit?
I didn't know that you had to rich.
When you see it like marble, and you drank it.
Oh, that was wet.
Yeah, he's gonna go puke. Let me tell you something. There are times where I would lose a baby bottle, like they're drinking it in the crib, or looking for like they lose it in the stroller, and then like you're finally cleaning up and you find it. You open up an old baby bottle, just open the top. The smell wafts in, and it almost
For some reason,
it's
kitty milk is funny enough that I don't think it's gross.
it curdles, it separates. There's curdle, and then there's like water.
Yeah.
Oh, it's real bad. It's real fucking gross. It's real fucking bad. So this kid. Final answer. You guys think this guy's real? He put his government name in it, so like first and last name matches up to his Gmail. Like, part of me thinks that that's almost too much, like too many douchebag things to be one human.
It's absolutely over the top.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's almost like
Extremely chiseled. Honestly, out of all the silly things, I'm 285. I'm 6'4", and extremely chiseled was almost like that's just like too blatantly cocky to be like. I don't know. Like the rest of it
But
sounds.
I mean, if he's a 4-time frat beast, maybe he's.
Frat legend beast. He candy flipped
Should
3
I-
years ago at Hard Summer.
Wait, what was candy flip?
Jedi flipping's those
flip.
three. What's
Yeah.
candy flipping? Wait, ready? Okay. Jackie. Go. Jackie is Googling what is candy flipping. She should probably be done by now. She's still typing somehow. That's crazy.
No.
What's taking so long? We are 15 seconds in. She's not even saying anything yet.
I'm on some kind of like psychiatry.
Talking to the mic. Wow, you shouldn't be on psychology because it's probably something drug related.
LSD and MDMA.
Okay. That took 25 seconds.
That's pretty okay.
That's
Thank
pretty
you.
fucking slow.
25's okay.
That's him?
Yeah, I think so.
That.
Okay, so here's the deal. He was serious, 1, does not live up to the potential, 2.
No.
Like, if this dude fucking showed up after describing himself as a 6'4" frat beast, I'd be like,
Oh,
I'd be like,
no.
come
Oh,
on.
heavens
This
no.
can't be him.
That can't.
If this is him, then 1, he was
blatant
serious.
liar, you know?
Because
I mean, this
he's
kid-
not like a guy who's like making jokes.
Right,
He was
right.
serious. He's just
I mean,
not at all that guy.
That is the thing. I think that we've reached a point with the generation gap where I'm like, I can't even tell if this is real or not, you know? Like, you guys might actually talk this way and think that that's really cool. Like, if he was just like, I want to get a ticket to this, or I want to stand out, I want to get in the content, like, that would actually be like pretty fucking clever. But if he was just real, it's astounding. It's crazy. And it's like, now I understand why like girls pretty much always try to date up, you know, like, oh, I got to find an older man, because if this is what you can get in college.
No, but that's like that's severely irregular. Like, there were guys like that in my college too.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't the majority. Like most,
Yeah.
I think most people are just regular people.
Probably.
And then you have the
But
occasional
what even
stand out like
qualifies
this.
as regular anymore?
But I think like
okay, so like I guess like our interns are like, you know, kind of probably like a cross section. It's like if even the regular is like, my fit goes crazy, my Travises are for the boys, and the gambling cave's the move. It was just like, oh no.
But also, despite how I'm talking, nervous.
Yeah, right. Nervous.
Should I
it's-
read my DMs of fights that I did before?
What does that mean?
Like before,
You're like when you were trying to get
when
a job
I was
here?
trying to get an internship?
Yes, please. I'm also offended you didn't DM me.
I did. But then I like you didn't respond.
On
and
Twitter or Instagram?
It was Instagram. So, but then I went through like a week where I would drunkenly DM Feits. I don't know why. And I like really wanted the job. So then I said,
this is exactly why I don't read my DMs.
no, and then
It's
the
just
episode after,
nonsense.
you literally were like, oh, I delete all my DMs, and I was like, cool.
I don't
Like,
delete them. I just don't read them. They just.
My first DM with you was after you worked here and you spelled mannequin MANIKIN.
No, I had one before.
What's that?
I had one before, and it was like a big long paragraph.
Oh, I don't know if you deleted it or if it didn't. I don't know.
But then I knew that John wasn't gonna like read the big long paragraph, so I didn't even bother sending that to him. So I said,
Yeah. How did Jackie get it? Tell the people how to get a job here at Barstool.
I DM'd everybody, and then
I'd scrap that one.
I was gonna say.
yeah, I was gonna say sorry.
It really is such a fine line because I bet you everybody who got a job here at one point was like, I DM'd somebody and they replied. So it's like, that's a good idea, but also we might hate you immediately.
She had a case of like just right time. Like she had DM'd me the night before I
Yeah,
got
that makes
approved
sense.
to get an
She's not a
intern.
standout. She's not a standout candidate. It was just like, Nick was like, I'm in a jam. I need somebody. And you were the first one on the top of the list.
But she actually did like follow up and like actually had ideas whether or not
There you
they
go.
Go get
got
it.
implemented. We'll see. But
You adapted.
I improvised and I overcame, which also I think it's back. Whatever. I said, does KFC Radio take in? These are cringe, by the way, and like I was drunk.
Cringe City. Let's go.
Does KFC Radio take interns? Like I know Barstool does, but what about specifically you and Kevin? I absolutely love the show. I swear I'd be the best intern, which lived up to that.
Did you have best? The way you said it, did you have best in caps locks?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. The way you said it, I was like, oh.
I mean, I will say this. I think that right off the bat is a good move to be like, I like that she singled out our show, whether it was true or not.
Yeah,
If it was
yeah.
believable, it's like, okay, you
I
don't want to
agree
just
with
work
that.
here. You want to work for us.
And then a day later, I said, hello, me again. So what do you think about that internship thing? As your intern, I'll twist off all the Miller Lite bottle, but I spelled Miller.
Shows that she
Miller.
Watch
watches.
the show and
Miller Lite.
McElhaney.
Good, yeah. Good, like good. You noticed it, and it's a good joke, but it's not like something like you dumb fat bitch, where it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
Miller Lite bottle caps, and that's my cover letter.
Wait,
and then
what? Oh, that's your
my
cover.
cover letter. And then I said Miller Lite. I spelled that wrong. Probably not a great look for my cover letter. Just wanted to let you know that I've applied to a few more internships, so not to stress you out or anything, but I might get snatched up by another company. So what do you say? And then the next day I said, so what do you say we seal the deal on this? And then I look back on this being like, that's so embarrassing.
I actually don't think any of that's that
Yeah,
bad.
I mean, I think saying
Okay,
what do you
okay.
say we seal the deal is kind of like what's going on. But I don't think that's that bad.
I think, like,
trust me, I've seen way
okay.
worse.
Wait, like, I think it's actually funny if you're like, just so you know, I've applied for other places and like, you might lose me.
Yeah.
I didn't
Don't
get an
worry, I'm
internship.
going to somebody else.
I didn't even get
Pretty
another
good.
internship.
I think I understand why you're here.
Yeah, that was
Wow.
strong show.
Because I mean, that's how low the bar is, Jackie. that was pretty good.
Let me say what she sent to me.
Yeah. Now we're cooking.
This paragraph starts
Now-
with
okay, the big long paragraph. Let's go. All right, before you do that, Jackie's resume is brought to you by Movement. Join the movement. Movement started the same place Jackie did, I think, in Southern California. Yeah, Northern California. Yeah, but whatever. Movement started in Southern California. 2 college dropouts. So Jackie's the Northern Californian graduate. These were the 2 Southern California dropouts. They're worth like $100 million. You're sitting here. So who really won?
Wait, who are we talking about?
The founders of Movement.
Oh.
Yeah, so they win, you lose. Yeah. Movement, they started the company that broke all the rules, doing it by making quality products at fair prices and passing the savings on to you while they deliver cool sunglasses, cool watches, all the accessories that make you look sharp and smart. And you look smart and you are smart because you're saving the money that they pass on. These are watches that usually cost $400 or $500 from some marked up fancy schmancy brand. These are sunglasses that look like they're $300 that you're going to sit on and break. Meanwhile, they give you watches that are made from leather, metal, different color faces, different size faces, men's, women's. They've got sunglasses of all kind. They got the classic looks. They've got the cocky looks. They've got black frames, colored lenses, everything, all sorts of different styles for you to look sharp this summer. And you can get 15% off now when you go to MVMT.com/KFC. Get free shipping, free returns, and 15% off. Getting some style that doesn't break the bank. Get some shades, match it to your watch. Get a couple pairs of each things because you, with the savings, you can get a whole set. That's MVMT.com/KFC for 15% off plus free shipping.
As a member of Gen Z and bored college student in quarantine, I don't know why I'm putting on this voice. I'm extremely in tune with TikTok and believe that I could really advance KFC Radio TikTok account. But
Yeah, she by the way, let me pause. Let me dissect this. She knows nothing about her generation. I'm always like, yo, do you know who's dating this person? She's like, nope, I don't know anything. She didn't have a Twitter. She didn't have a TikTok. She doesn't know anything about these people.
Wait, hold on.
Do we even have a TikTok anymore? Like, didn't Zach do it? Zach did like 3 TikToks with us.
That's it.
Like,
Yeah,
I made one today.
He would.
What's that?
I made one today.
You made one for TK's Radio?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Word.
Remember that? Like Zach would come in at like 7 p.m. and be like, I need you guys to just choreograph a dance together. We're like, fuck you, get out of here.
My
Okay, keep
favorite line though was I've listened to.
No, read the whole thing. It's fine. No, it's okay. Keep going.
It's like 4 paragraphs,
Oh,
but
okay.
I've listened to KFC and Feits so much that I've honestly picked up a slight Boston accent for a little bit, which was weird because I lived in California all of my life.
Who'd you get it from, Kevin? Do I like?
Do either of us have a fucking Boston accent? Jackie's literally
That
tearing up
honestly
over
made
here.
you stick out, but like in the way that I almost immediately rejected you.
I said not to do that because it makes it sound like I have like some kind of like what's it called, mimicking disorder or whatever that. And I was like,
How about? Did you include like any? Did you make anything or do anything?
Yeah. She had a bunch of work examples, which is
Okay.
like literally
That's the main thing.
reason. Yeah,
That's the main thing.
heavily exaggerated my background, but yeah.
Did you? What were your lies?
Well,
Snake it till you fucking
Spelling.
make it.
I still feel like it's like too early to whatever say that,
You're
but
fine. You're sad.
but
You're
there
fine.
was I said so like for production experience there I like did do this thing where I was producer.
senior producer. Damn, I'm just reading this now. I just got senior producer.
But there was a show that I did where we got to give ourselves our own titles because there were like 3 people, and so then I went with senior producer.
I think that's
As my
what.
title.
Yeah,
That's the lie that you'd tell.
that's a very fair resume
Yeah.
lie.
And like
Okay.
you could bullshit your way through that if you were like, there were 2 people under me, and I that's good.
But yeah, just no one tells the truth on a resume. We're not expecting you to be
Okay,
like,
okay,
I
okay, okay.
exaggerated.
No one tells the truth at all in life.
I didn't
period.
like really even know how to work Premiere, honestly. Like the first day I kind of taught myself a little bit, which I've been like trying to like
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I picked up on that.
I mean, like, yeah, I put proficient in Spanish. I'm like when I was like applying for jobs.
Yeah, I do feel like maybe Premiere and Photoshop and those should be probably proficient in that for these jobs, but that's okay. That's okay. We're getting there now.
I was a landscaper. I should have been proficient in Spanish. I wasn't.
So as we're here talking about Jackie and these interns and whatnot, the hope is eventually getting a job in media and making content. And I read this article in the New York Times yesterday.
Look at you.
Yeah, look at me, all the news that's fit to print.
Man.
Well, it was written by like
Fucking
the
democracy dies in the darkness, baby.
It was written by like the girl who covers social media for the New York Times. I can't even believe it's like a New York Times department. So let's not.
I can.
Let's
I
not
can.
get. I mean, I guess so. I guess that's the point, right?
It's basically like one of the biggest industries in the world.
Yeah, sure.
I think it's just because we're all fucking assholes and we're all on it. We're like, how could this be important?
Yeah.
But it's quite important.
But I think that the world just has to accept. We see it we see the world struggling with it. Where like I mean, every fucking video that I make or whatever will be like, nobody cares, and it's like, yes, they do, and it might not be as like cultured or proper or whatever that you're used to. But when you break down all the barriers of like, you don't have to go to school to do this anymore. You don't have to be a professional. You don't have to go through a studio. It's all going to come across as sometimes it comes across as like tacky or immature or unprofessional. It's like, that's just fucking, that's what the content is now.
And
So
that's what
like,
every new media is.
right. Every
right,
time there's like a
well,
new.
You're not going to Broadway plays anymore. You're watching.
Right. You're watching
silent
the television.
films, or you're watching films at home now.
You
Like,
know what's good? Are you watching Mythic Quest this season?
I have not started it yet.
So
no.
they do an episode that's like a throwback, like they did in the first season, and it's Long Bottom. It's like his come up, and he wants to work at this magazine. He's an intern at a magazine that does like science fiction writing, and he comes in. He's like, I got this idea. We're gonna fucking write video games, and they're like, for their first reactions, like, you want to be on like television? Like, you want to be on the screen? Ugh, trash. And then he took it a step further, like, video games, garbage. But so yeah, every step of the way, it's always been looked down upon by people, and then it's just like that's what people like. That's what people want to see.
It's also like, if you're thinking about it, like from the New York Times sense, it's also incredibly important because you're now looking at like 4 people who control what everyone thinks about the world.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
when you're controlling what people like, Zuckerberg's trending topics and Jack's trending topics, and you're like
They are the important people in media now, not fucking newspapers
and then
all the old
what
school
they're
shit.
pushing is who's getting canceled, and like you have all this fucking stuff that like, yeah, it's probably important to keep tabs on those guys.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. And so, but that's what people have a hard time accepting that, and they have a hard time accepting that like the job is a difficult one. What are you laughing at?
Just arguing about why social media is important. I also thinking about it for 20 minutes last night. I laughed at a tweet that said, if you ever reverse the shit, go ahead and put that rainbow flag in your bio, Playboy.
And you laughed your fucking dick off
I
because
laughed.
it was entertaining.
It was really,
that's what the people want.
The New York Times should be covering this kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
well, that's what I mean. People can't imagine that. They're like, why would the New York Times talk about Zach Fox talking about reversing your poop? Well, I don't know. It's because it made a grown baby man over here cackle for 25 minutes straight. He's been laughing for 2 days about reversing your poop.
Just to put the flag in your bio, Playboy. It's like someone said it's microdosing anal. Fucking funny stuff, man.
It's great. I mean, it's quality entertainment, man. But I talked about it on the Kevin Clancy show, and then I got like a couple people here who were saying to me like, "Yo, it's the truth that like the burnout of like there's no hours, there's no like beginning and end, there's no weekend, and there's nobody really to tell you like, there's nobody to say like go on vacation, and especially when if you're really working for yourself, like the more you work, the more you get. The more the more you put in, the more you get out. So it's like I could just be on vacation or chill right now. But if I do another video or make another podcast or do whatever, stream on my Twitch, I could make more money. So I'm just gonna like go. What I think I've learned is like I don't think I realized how much like you probably do need to give your brain a rest, even if you're just doing mindless shit like talking about reversing your poop. like when we're done for the day of podcasting, like it's like. I'm done, man.
Yeah.
And that seems weird because, like, what you can't just like keep talking to your friends, and it's like, no, not really. When you do it in front of a mic, in front of the cameras and shit, you are like, I'm fucking done, man.
There's also an idea to it that, like, it almost becomes a turnoff to be entertaining, like at dinner. I'm like, what, only 4 of you gonna hear this?
Yeah,
I'm gonna fucking save
right.
these
I'm not
jokes
gonna
for
waste my fucking jokes on this.
Like, I just shut the fuck up. I'll listen to you guys talk all you want, but I'm saving my good shit for
my
tomorrow.
material.
Yeah.
Do you ever?
But it is. So I wanted to say real quick when you're talking about like giving your brain a rest. The story I always remember, and it's probably true, like everything I say, is that a guy worked at, I forget he was doing sneaker stuff, and he worked at, and it was like major, I forget if it was Nike or Adidas or where he was. And then he was like, I just got to give my brain a rest. And like not, he'd made enough money where you can give it a real rest and not like,
it's definitely a
not go to
luxury
Myrtle Beach for a week.
Yeah.
But it was like he was working on motorcycles, and the tire treads gave him the idea for the Ultra Boost. And then it's like, and he's like, that's the rest my brain needed. That's a very, very privileged, luxurious, as you said, rest.
And it's
like,
also,
I'm going to go start a new blue-collar career and just really do work on the art of motorcycles.
Right,
like,
and then come up with this revolutionary. It's also like you maybe could have saw those tires while you were working your 9 to 5 and come up with the same idea anyway, but maybe not.
Yeah,
what it took is that.
And then it's like, I think specifically they applied it to like the Yeezys. where like they they have like almost a tread marks on the
Yes,
side.
yeah.
Whereas like and maybe that's the boost he was talking about, not the Ultra Boost, because the Ultra Boost isn't really that tread mark style.
It's more
although
the
on the bottom it is
bubbles, like the little.
Yeah, but on the bottom.
But
it
you know,
is
and in general with sneakers like Tinker Hatfield, all the Jordans are like mimicked after a car, or like the 13s are made after a cat, and like the I think the 5s are made after an airplane or something like that. So like. But those guys are like artsy, and they probably aren't like grinding their brain out. They're probably like, I feel like when you do take the time, and this is like in our world, but it's probably in anything. If you're digital or an entrepreneur or working on the internet in any way where you can just keep on going, you probably don't realize that your brain is not functioning at top notch. You know?
Yeah.
Like I was comparing it to physical. Like when your body's in bad shape, because it either hurts or you're weak or it doesn't work, and you need to go to the gym to keep up your body, and that also includes you need to have days off where you rest to let your muscles, all that shit, recovery. I don't apply any of that to my brain. I'm just like go.
Yeah,
and when I stop, I'm like, I feel like I gotta go. I gotta if I sleep in, I freak out. If I'm not doing something, I feel like I'm lazy. I feel guilty. I have all sorts of weird shit. Somebody was talking about how we all have imposter syndrome. And I was like, imposter syndrome, or imposter syndrome is basically like, it's the new gaslighting. I hear it a lot in our industry. It's the buzzword of the moment, where it's like you don't think you deserve. We definitely have it. You don't think you deserve like the accolades, the success you've gotten, and like when people, like I say, people want to come see your live show. Why? It's like you don't believe in yourself, and you don't think you deserve to be where you've gotten. I think I have something even beyond imposter syndrome, because if you're admitting you have imposter syndrome, you're kind of admitting that you're a somebody and that you've achieved something.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
I have what's beyond that, where I'm like, I didn't even do anything. You know what I mean? I'm not even an imposter. I'm totally fucking
denial,
depressed. Yeah, I don't know. Like I'm just a nobody. But yeah, like I don't think I can stop my brain. I know it, but I just don't do it. I don't buy into it. I don't know why. I'm also just clinically depressed. I've finally accepted this, and I know you've always joked like, yeah, we know, but like just the idea. The other day, I had like I was supposed to pick the kids up, but Caitlin was stuck in traffic, so I had this extra like couple hours that I just was like. And I went out and I just like went shopping and picked up some things I needed to pick up and ran some errands that I needed to run and like got some food. And these are just like basic human things that I just like never really do. And I was like, oh, I think this is what you're talking about when it's like you can't get up and just go do basic things. You know what I mean? It was like I have not gone shopping for like stuff. I needed some I needed new shorts. I was like, I'm dying fucking hot. I don't have any shorts. I just couldn't bring myself to buy shorts for like a month. And then I finally did it. Or like going to get things that are around the house that I was like, I needed to buy like this fucking garbage can for my, like dumb things that I was just like,
I've lived in an apartment for going on almost a year now, and I haven't done that.
Don't do any of those things. And I can't tell if that's
I have a room that's just full of trash.
But is that just see? Yeah, so I was going to ask, is that just general laziness or depression? That's probably depression. If you live in filth and squalor in a room with a trash room.
No, I don't live in it. It's just a
just
room.
Keep it over there.
Just an extra bedroom. You just fill with garbage.
This is my problem. This is what I can't understand.
Garbage. Not like
stuff.
Not trash.
Like clutter.
Garbage.
Yes.
Absolute garbage. Like if it all got thrown away, magically flew out the window, I wouldn't notice.
I started doing that in my apartment. I started to, I'm like, eventually I'm going to want to move. And if I try to pack up all in one shot, I have so much clutter, I won't ever be able to fucking dig my way out. I filled up 7 garbage bags worth of stuff, clothes that I don't wear, like little trinkets and shit that I don't use, all these toys my kids don't use. I looked around my apartment. It looked like it didn't even change. It looked like when you get a big bowl of pasta at an Italian restaurant and you're full, and it looks like it's still full. It's like, did you even eat any? It's like I had like 50 bites. Like my stomach is. That's my apartment, a giant bowl of pasta that I can't even put a fucking dent in. But I can't figure out if I'm just a normal dude who's lazy, or if I'm clinically depressed. Because I think there's a fine line between it's like when they're like do you struggle to sleep at night or whatever? It's like, yeah, but that's also because I'm just like I'm out of shape and I'm like a bag of shit. It's like, do you find it hard to like get up and make dinner for yourself? And it's like, yeah, but I've always just like ordered, I just ordered takeout. Does that mean I'm depressed? I don't know.
I think,
but I'm also
the
also starting to see other signs.
It's like addiction, be it drug addiction or alcoholism. Like if you're questioning it's your relationship
You
with
have
it.
it.
You
Yeah.
have it.
Yeah,
Like,
right. If you're at the point where you're thinking
people
about it,
aren't like,
they don't even bother.
Do I drink too much?
Yeah.
Like,
yes.
they're good.
That's really the answer. If you have to ask me this question, it's like if you gotta ask, you can't afford it.
Yeah.
If you gotta ask, you have it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a very good test. But I think the idea of like lazy or depressed is a good one. Like I think there's a lot of, at least for guys out there.
Well,
like,
I mean, it's obviously a good one. That's because that's why it's been the cure for depression for so long. Has been, we'll just get up and go do something.
Yeah.
Turn the lights on.
Right, right.
Yeah, I know, but I
right.
can't.
But I don't want to because I'm depressed.
I
Or
physically
maybe
can't.
I'm fucking lazy. But yeah, I mean, people will never understand. People won't really give the sympathy or the respect to. Here's a question. We'll wrap it up on this.
Which is fine.
When do you think it'll happen, though?
Because of everything we just said, I don't
Yeah.
think I deserve it anyway.
But when do you think that will change? Because like when you talk about athletes and entertainers, people will always say like, "Oh, I'm not gonna cry for them. They're rich," but they don't act like their job is easy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like doing a world tour is very difficult, and people acknowledge that. Being a professional athlete, you have to be top notch. People will say, you have millions of dollars, you play a game for a living. I'm not going to, why do you don't have problems, you're not depressed, blah, 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 which is all bullshit anyway. But they won't ever say, like, your job's a joke. They'll be like,
I think people will say, like, when you play a game for a living.
yeah, they play a game for a
right?
living, but it's not like, I think people will say they can do what we do. They don't say that about singing and acting.
Not to the extent that we do, but a shocking number of people do say that about a professional
Well,
athletes.
right, but those people are very stupid.
Yeah. They're few
excluding the morons, because it seems like what we do is just like shoot the shit, and to some extent we do, and to some extent it's much more replicable than professional sports and professional entertaining. But it's like, I don't think you could churn out this many fucking podcasts and videos and blogs and streams and all that shit. You know?
I think it's easy to say you could do it, and it's also easy to do it if you could.
That's kind of always my thing.
Like,
Is like,
if
go
you
ahead
do
and
it,
do
do
it.
it.
You know? Yeah. People. I mean, so many people hate on 1 Minute Man. It's like, then yeah, go ahead. Why doesn't everybody do them? Then? Why doesn't everybody at Barstool have them?
I think a lot of people at Barstool are trying to do them.
And it just doesn't.
There are another
doesn't-
one. There's
Yeah,
another
that's
one.
what I mean. It's like for some reason. But so, I wonder if like Dave.
People kept trying to get me to do it by the way. I was like, no, it's the stupidest thing. Why the fuck would Kevin and I do that? That's a
Oh,
dumb.
yeah. Well, 2 Minute Man. We'll do it together.
Like, no, not like join yours. Like by people, it's one specific person who's a fucking idiot. But you probably know who it is already.
Yeah, I can guess.
And I was like, no, like you really should think it. I'm like, yeah, it's very successful. Kevin's very good at it.
You could do it though.
No, shut up.
Okay.
Move on.
I
Someone admitting they couldn't do it. It's not
There
that
you
fucking
go.
hard.
Looking for it. I wonder too, though. Like, I think that honestly, that Dave might be a big change in the movement. Kind of like Dave being probably now worth like $250 million when it's all added up. I don't think people will be like, I think you can fully put to bed, like, you blogged, you get paid for that? It's like, there's a dude who made $250 million doing it, And I wonder if, like, having at least just one face of it be like, oh, yeah, no, this is, and, like, the Paul brothers, like, this guy fought Mayweather. There's still a lot of reluctance, but I think people are going to start to come around because of people like that, where it's like, oh, these guys are the new entertainers.
Fuck. It's gonna happen in our lifetime, but not in our careers.
Right.
We're gonna be
Yes.
like a crippled old
absolutely.
NFL player who they're like
1000%.
that guy was a legend, and I'm living in a trailer park because I didn't
No
make
doubt.
any real fucking money.
Yes.
We didn't get respect yet.
Yes.
I'm gonna be like Jim Irsay walking up to the blogger conventions.
I played too. I did this too.
That guy was a fucking player. That guy
Yes.
really did it.
Yes. It's so fucking true. We will, like, when they say like Charles Barkley's like entire career earnings is like 1 year of James Harden.
Yeah,
And it's like, you were just too early, man. You weren't a part of like the boom. We like we will have created the boom, and we will just die poor and alone because we just were too early. God damn it.
No, I'll probably end it before that happens. So.
Where's the dollar?
Just like in the window, dude. I was putting on my.
I'll
pants.
let you decide how many that is. Is that just a singy?
I'm gonna take a good check in a second. 'Cause I was putting on my pants this morning, and I was just looking out the window, and I just went, "Boy, if I make it the 4th of July break, that'll be a miracle."
How many is that? Yeah, just take a handful. That was like a solid $15. And I think we needed it because that's about a 3-week death sentence. If I make it to July 4th, it'll be a miracle. I swear to God,
it wasn't strictly
Suey.
but it was just like I'm gonna have a breakdown.
Something's gonna go wrong in the next
maybe
few
I'll
weeks.
just die. Maybe it'll be natural causes. But it's just it's like boy, it is just rough right now.
Here's the thing. Here's what the problem is. I swear to fucking God, if you kill yourself, I'm gonna be so mad because that squarely puts that on all of us. Everybody's gonna be like, "You guys didn't stop it." Like what? What? You didn't see it coming? And it's like, "Oh no, we saw it. We just couldn't stop
We
it."
had a pretty good run joke about it.
I have a financial monetary amount that I saw it coming.
I
saw it
started
coming
the
about
Suey jar,
$79 worth. Yeah, you can't do
We'll
that
use it
because
to
then
buy
you're a real dick.
flowers.
You're just putting it on us. All right.
That gives me more incentive, by the way.
It's more attention. So to make sure that doesn't happen, and to make sure that we do reach the success that we deserve and are trying to achieve, let's take care of a little housekeeping. You always got to rate, review, and subscribe. Give us 5 stars. I know that, like, if you're a long-time listener, you're like, you don't even think about it. Everybody does that for new shows, but people don't do it for the long-term shows they've been listening to. But it still helps. So if you go to Apple, rate it 5 stars, leave a review. That goes a long way. YouTube. That's the main thing that we got to get our numbers up. We were told for like a decade to stay off of YouTube, so our numbers are too low, and so now we got to make up for lost time. What we're gonna do, YouTube, like, it's a fucking free-for-all on YouTube where you can hear every which way, every different strategy on how to get to the top. So we were told you have to split everything up and you have to have everything like segregated and this and that, keep all these shows and streams and clips separate, and now it's like, no, that makes no sense. I'm putting
Which
1 minute.
it never did.
It never made
never
sense.
made
I
what you
always felt that way, and they were like, no, you have to. Or they said that we have to because sponsors wanted to see it all segmented. And it was like, I'm sitting here putting 1 Minute Man videos on like a channel that has a fraction of the subscribers, and we're like, why is it not getting any views? It's like, well, it's on a fucking channel. It doesn't have any people watching. So we're done with the Kevin Clancy / KFC show YouTube. We're going to combine those two things. Most of you, anybody who subscribes to the Kevin Clancy channel probably already subscribes to KFC Radio. So this probably doesn't mean anything differently for you. But if you're only subscribed to the Kevin Clancy show, you'll just be moved over. There's a way we can like combine these two and merge them so that everything will just be on the KFC Radio channel, the way it should be, all segmented into different playlists. So if you like us and you listen to us and you like all the things we do together and individually, it's all in one spot. There'll be a 1 Minute Man playlist. There'll be a One Thing I Learned playlist. There'll be the podcast playlist, the highlights playlist, the behind the blog, everything organized all into one spot. So go to KFC Radio on YouTube and click subscribe, please. All you got to do is use your Gmail as the login. You don't have to create a username or any of that shit. We'll provide a link that actually auto-subscribes. All you got to do is click on it and say yes. So very, very easy for you to do. And we'll hopefully stop Feidelberg from doing anything drastic by July 4th.
We just get a little break then. That's all. Once you get to a break, right?
What?
We get a little break. 4th of July week, we just get a little break.
Yeah. Right. That's true.
Like
We get our week off. Yeah.
2 or 3 weeks, and we get a fucking week
That's
off.
right. Our week
Yeah, I
off is
wasn't just
coming
like
up.
I wasn't just like really
Dude, our week off is coming up.
hoping to like celebrate the birth of America. I was
Bro, I'm
looking
so
for a nice
excited.
fucking week break.
Dude, I'm so pumped for that. The week off's
What
coming.
significance did you think it had for me?
I thought it was like 3 weeks from now. Just like the clock was ticking. I don't know. I'm just like, I don't know how long I'm gonna make it.
Just get a week off, man.
Now, but here's a good example though.
And
of
by
how-
the way, I'm gonna take more than a week off. I'm gonna be in and out for a lot of July. We'll come
Fuck yeah.
Come in for a lot of interviews.
That's it. We're taking July off.
All right.
We're doing the Portnoy. He said he's going to be around more this summer, so we're taking the month off. We'll see you in August,
I
motherfuckers.
rented a house with PFT. Get the fuck out of here.
Fuck yeah. Where?
Maybe delete that.
Jersey?
Jersey.
Good for you, man. Take the month off. Fuck yeah. And cook your HelloFresh. That's the one thing John does do.
Yeah.
HelloFresh is enough to make
Let's find out what's on the schedule this week.
Yeah, find out what's on that menu while I tell the people about HelloFresh. HelloFresh is the #1 meal kit service in the country, in the world right now. They mail you in a box all the ingredients you need, along with a recipe card for you to cook up easy peasy meals. that take maybe 30 minutes, mostly 20 minutes to cook up. There's a variety of options on the menu, not only including like different meals, but different types of food. If you deal with allergies, certain different diets. They've got everything from chefs to nutritional experts combining to make the menu to ensure deliciousness and simplicity with the freshest ingredients. Everything comes prepackaged and measured out, so you just dump it all in. You don't have to know how to do a pinch of this or a smidge of that. It's easy to customize. You can use the app. You get it delivered in whatever frequency you want. You can do 2 people or 4 people. That's the number of meals you get. And Feidelberg is the king of this shit.
I mean,
what's on the menu?
Like I actually haven't picked what I want for this week. I'm glad we're doing this now because I do need to pick it by tonight. The options for this week are just
hit me, baby.
Beef tenderloin with brown butter veggies.
Woo!
Add to the thing. How about this one? Steak au poivre.
Au
poivre. All right, Mr. Classy. And garlic herb shrimp.
I've also heard au poivre.
Au poivre. And then lobster stuffed ravioli.
Whoa.
Titty.
Wow.
Let's go.
Yeah, how are you supposed to pick between those? You got to pick all those.
Oh, no, I just picked them up.
Yeah, there's no way you could
you get
leave
3
one of
meals a
those
week.
out. Yeah.
Yeah. And guess what? A bunch of other good stuff, but I'm not even going to read it because then I'll get jealous and start adding a bunch of
when you
extra
got
meals.
you got beef tenderloin, a little like filet action, and lobster. It's like, come on, man.
I mean,
this is high society.
What's up, summer?
And you're cooking it yourself, which is always a feeling of accomplishment.
Nice.
And you learn how to cook, and you get 12 free meals. You get 3 of those. You get 12 of those for free when you go to hellofresh.com/KFC12. That's code KFC12, and the URL is hellofresh.com/KFC12, and you'll get the 12 free meals plus the free shipping. So one more time, hellofresh.com/KFC12, promo code
12
KFC12.
free meals is so insane.
And if you're by yourself, that's actually 24 free meals because you double up the portions. It's incredible. America's number one meal.
Yeah, we do
kit.
the math
Get it
on
down.
this. It's like, I think it's like a $720 deal.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's an insane
You get
amount.
so much
You
money
will save
back.
$1,000 on food.
Imagine if I just
get
told
this.
you can get 24 steak dinners for free. That's what's going on here. That's what's happening. It's crazy. All right, am I the asshole
And
today?
they're better because you cook them yourself. By the way, I do have a little weird thing I want to say right now, real quick.
Weirder than reversing poop in your butt?
Yes, yeah. Well, I don't think so. If I don't think I like hot food anymore.
Sure. Okay.
I actually have a theory for why it happened too. I think the delivery industry ruined hot foods
Because it's all soggy.
because
and
you never
gross
get
and
hot
shit.
food anymore.
Yeah, it's
so
like you're supposed to get
people
hot
who-
food that's cold.
People, and that's how I eat now.
Yeah.
I even when I go get like a meal by myself, like for lunch here, I come in, I just let it sit. Like I got lunch before the show. We started recording the
You're
show,
an animal.
and I'm just letting it sit
You
on my
let it
desk,
sit.
and then I'm gonna go eat it
You
after
want
this.
it to be like room
I
temp.
want it to be room temp. I can't eat hot food anymore.
That's bizarre.
I don't think I'm alone. And
I think you are absolutely alone.
I do it with like I'll do it. Depends on.
You have to phrase this correctly because like Chinese food the next morning is good cold. Some people like cold pizza, all that kind of shit.
I don't even put it in the fridge. I ate ramen for breakfast this morning that I left out last night.
It's despicable.
You're going to get so sick.
Yeah,
Why?
Eventually
Why?
you're
It's
going
all
to be eating
cooked.
something that's supposed
Bacteria grows on it when it's sitting in like stagnant water.
All right.
to be. That's disgusting.
My roommate.
I had the cover on it.
It's still.
Yeah, that means it's just keeping it all in.
Yeah, a little ecosystem.
Yeah, and you're gonna eat it.
I do it with. All right, it's mostly
If you think
the
that-
ramen was just that was kind of just the. It was just like what do you call it?
Top of
It
mind.
was just convenience. It
Yeah.
was just like right there. I ate
Uh-huh.
it. Usually I just do it with sandwiches. Right now I'm doing with chicken cordon bleu and rice back at my desk.
Yeah, so that's like cheese and stuff that's just sitting out.
I mean, it's only sitting out for a few hours.
So that's what's weird about it, I think, actually. We'll pose this question on Twitter, like, do you get hot food and leave it out on purpose so that it ends up room temperature? And I think there'll be like one person that
And
goes,
it's
yes.
not also like it's not always out. This one just kind of happened to be I grabbed lunch before the show. It can be. It just has to cool down. Like it has to be. It cannot be hot.
Well, that's a different story.
Not- and,
'cause
like, I'm not talking,
sometimes
like-
I don't want it when it's like fucking nuclear. I
Right.
hate when you get some of these pizza that's fucking boiling hot or some pasta that's like nuclear hot. It's that I don't need that either. But
I would just prefer come room temp.
that sounded different. I was like, what? Cum's pretty hot.
About
Jackie
98
knocked something over.
98.6
Jackie
degrees.
knocked something over. We have had 0 days since Jackie knocked something over. Feidelberg's eating fucking cold food. The place, our pets' heads are falling off. We needed our weekend break big time. All right, am I the asshole for today? Am I the asshole for telling my sister I won't accommodate all her food requirements? 23 female, moved in with my boyfriend when the pandemic started. We never got to show our families our new home until a couple weekends ago when we hosted a small get-together. It was my boyfriend's parents, sisters, and brother, and my parents and sister as well as my sister's other half, as she likes to call him. Sister has always been difficult about food. She'll eat it for a while, then she'll grow tired of it, then she throws it out. Then she throws it out. It upsets her stomach. She'll eat it for a while, then grow tired of it, then throws out that it upsets her stomach when she never had a problem before. Right now, she's telling everyone that she has all these intolerances for food, despite never seeing a doctor or getting tested to see if she actually has it. She just knows she has them. She doesn't need testing for it. A few days before they came over, she told me she needed me to cook with her dietary restrictions. Her intolerance list is oh my God. Apples, carrots, potatoes, except sweet potatoes, rice, eggs, bread, chicken, full-fat milk, soya, pears, beans, seafood, stuffing, mint, and about 20 different spices. And that's just the ones I can remember. We discussed the whole thing over the phone. She got mad at me. I said, I don't fucking care, until you get tested. She said, I'll accommodate dislikes of foods, but that if you don't, until you get tested for intolerances, I'm not going to. She got mad, told me, that I was being a bitch. She showed up and complained about her not being accommodated, which turned into her saying it was wrong for me not to do better. So what do you got? Who's in the wrong here?
Are we asking this question? The person who's intolerant of apples is in the wrong, Kevin.
Apples. I love
Large is addicted to apples. Allergic to apples.
Large is allergic to apples. There you go, that fat dumb idiot.
I fucking hate apples, but I would never tell someone like
I'm apple intolerant.
Yeah. I mean, apples are far and away the worst fruit. An absolute garbage fruit.
I disagree with
Yeah.
that.
Oh, not
No,
even
I
close.
just-
I mean, all right, you want to start talking about good fruits? Well, let me tell you about the plum and the peach. But
The plum and the peach.
But you want to talk about garbage
Bro,
fruit
a
that are
plum?
rusting. The apples are the Dallas Cowboys. They were fucking the cream of the crop at one point. I haven't done shit for anyone in a long fucking time.
First, bro, the peach is admittedly hairy. There's fucking fur on peaches.
Yeah, I fucking
That's
lick it first.
Disgusting. And the plum is maybe your most hipster choice of all time.
Plum?
Who's sitting here just eating plums?
Not enough people. That's the problem here. It's a delicious
That's
fruit.
a ridiculous statement.
No, it's not.
That plums are superior to apples.
Plums-
Apple pie, apple
Well, now
cider,
we'll talk about different things now. I'm talking about just strictly the fruit.
Well, fine, but a good.
Yeah, no.
First of all, you
a
can
pie or a cider.
You
delicious.
get a good. I like both the red and the green. You get a good like sour apple that's not too sour, or you get a good as long as it doesn't have that mealy texture to it. Then an apple is amazing.
They're hard to bite. They do get the mealy texture. They're hard to bite and they get stuck in your teeth. It's terrible.
No.
Yeah.
First of all, you can chop it up. You don't have to chew it. You don't have to bite
wanna
into
chop
it.
it up and eat like with some peanut butter. That's a little different.
Yeah, you can
but
do a
also
lot
that's
with it.
That becomes a whole thing.
You
A
dip it in
pear,
caramel
pear,
and-
peach, plum, pear too. Throw that on there. They're
Pear.
just
Pears are gross.
pears are delicious.
The best.
Nice
We'll
soft
say.
pear.
You know what? We're saving it for next episode. Top 5. Top 5 fruits.
Top 5 fruits.
Because this clearly needs to be hashed out. Because we got an asshole over here who's you're just being, Big Apple out here is too popular. Well, the apple is super popular for a goddamn reason.
It's marketing. It's
You're
all
gonna
marketing.
throw things like a kiwi out there or something.
Kiwi is unbelievable.
Yeah, you're gonna say give me a
Nah,
pomegranate
pomegranates-
instead of like an
pomegranates are
orange.
too much.
Fuck you.
Oranges are delicious. There's a few
What's the
classic-
difference between orange and apple in terms of just like their big popular fruit for a fucking reason?
Basically, everything is the difference between the two of them.
No, but their
they're
popularity are
exceptional.
both there because
Yeah.
apples and oranges are like the
But an
premier
orange
fruits.
actually tastes good.
So does an apple.
No,
we
no.
make all those foods out of the apple for a reason.
When was the last time you just ate an apple, Kevin?
When was the last time I ate any fruit?
This is my point.
That's a stupid
I
argument.
think I wrote a blog.
You're gonna eat an
When-
apricot too, I bet, aren't you?
Oh,
You
apricots are fucking good. A nice dried
Why
afro.
even have a draft? You're just gonna pick 5 ridiculous fruits,
Dude.
and I'll pick the 5 top ones, and I'll win.
Yeah, that's how our top 5 go.
Yeah.
I pick 5 dumb things, you pick 5 smart things, and people are like, why is Feits good in this thing?
I love when people go like, did KFC draft all 5 of his before Feidelberg went? Do you eat cherries? No, save it.
Not
save
much
it.
of a cherry.
Save it.
Sorry.
Yeah, all right. So fuck that person.
A blackberry. Don't even go. The whole berry family. Raspberries.
Save it.
Blueberries. Blueberry a little weak, actually.
Here's the thing. I appreciate taking your likes and dislikes to the allergy level. My grandma once told the gentleman at Ito's, which is like a Benihana type place, that she was allergic to. She kept saying no onion in my fried rice, but because they just make one of my favorite things in the world is when they make rice for the table in one shot, and
Still
it's
never been.
just like you've never done it.
I've never done.
All right, we're gonna watch Fast and the Furious together, and then go to like a Benihana.
Yeah, we gotta do that soon because June 25th.
I know, it's coming. We're
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
run out of time here. When they make when you have like a table for like 10, I think it's like those tables that fit. They make the rice all at once, and it's just preposterous. I mean, it's a mountain of rice, and they're just so when you want like no onions, it's almost impossible. It's like embedded in there. So eventually, she was like, "Fuck this." She was like, "All right, I'm allergic to onions. Like, you can't serve it to me." And they were like, "Well, you can't have this, then you can't have that. This is out. This is out." She got nothing. Everything had onion or onion flavoring or onion seasoning or whatever. She was fucked because she tried to play the allergy card. But I respect taking it to that level where it's like, I'm intolerant, but. You can do that with like one thing. I feel like.
Yeah, and obviously,
No, not even. You can't claim you have an allergy when you don't. You can tell me you really don't. Please don't make fucking this because I hate the flavoring. Because then you're an asshole guest host if you're like, well, I'm making it anyway. I'm gonna make you choke down food you don't like. But you can't tell me you're intolerant, which you're not.
I mean, we said this fairly recently. Every girl on the planet is lactose intolerant.
All of them.
No, it's not. Just because you eat fucking cheese and cream all day.
Yeah.
And
No wonder you have a bellyache. Yeah. It's filled with a fucking bucket of dairy. You're like a cow in there. We need to milk you afterwards.
You've had nothing but soft cheeses and fraps for a week. No wonder you shit in your pants.
Am I the asshole for not being super interested in my sister's unborn baby? 32-year-old female, sister's 24.
I've heard enough.
Yeah, nope. Yeah, right. like there's a long thing, but we'll just do the TLDR. 32 female, sister's 24 female. She's upset because I have not been interested in the details of her pregnancy or pics of the nursery. Although I am happy for her and her husband, I am not interested. But I have been polite with my responses. She thinks I'm an asshole for not being more interested in my first niece. Yeah, I mean, it's your fucking kid. It's not mine, brother. I actually think it's kind of bizarre when people are super pumped about their niece or nephew.
Yeah, I think it's super bizarre when they pump out any child.
That's not theirs.
That's not theirs.
Yeah.
I've gotten so good with people, like my circle of friends who like to show me things that they just don't do it anymore.
They just know not to even show you.
Because like people be like, "Oh, this is my friend's kid." I don't.
Definitely don't
Before
care.
you even see the phone, I don't care.
Don't care. Yeah.
And like,
I've
I've started saying that. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care about things.
I love that.
You know, like,
I love that.
like-
That's a level of honesty I think we all should strive for, where it's like, don't lie, just say I don't like it.
It doesn't.
I don't
it just
want it.
doesn't. I don't feel anything.
And
for that
whatever-
child on a screen that I'll never meet.
No, never.
God willing.
And whatever reaction you're hoping to get by showing me, I'm not going to give it to you. So you're not going to be you're not going to be happy with this
you want me to
exchange
start to
either.
cry 'cause a baby
You want me to
exists in
say
this
you want me to say
world?
aw? You want me to say cute? Like what? Why?
Whatever that is a lie.
Right.
Be disingenuous.
And I'm not going to do
And
it.
sorry,
Yep.
I'm pro honesty and a piece of shit at the same
Yeah.
time.
But you're not a piece of shit. The idea, it's like if people were like, dude, you got to see my new car, bro. Look, check out this engine, man. Fucking like V8, this and that. And you were just like, I don't care. I don't like cars. It's not my car. I don't care about it. You wouldn't be like an asshole. You wouldn't be a bad person. But all of a sudden you say you don't care about a baby and you're like a fucking monster.
All right. Well, I got something now.
Oh, boy.
Now we're going to push the limits here.
Oh, boy.
I've also started to do it with dogs walking by.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
I'm over. I mean, I am over as a society.
Look, here's the problem, though. Here's the main problem. Like, people get so excited. Like, look, a dog. I'm like, all right. Like, I don't fuck.
I'm going to say something right now.
I think they're the ones who don't know the top.
This is dangerous.
We are fucking.
I'm gonna get. We are living on the edge, baby.
Yeah, we've said a lot of shit on this podcast. We might be about to say our most
Bro.
fucked up stuff of all time.
Bro, Are dogs overrated?
I don't know. I'm not gonna go there. Because here's the deal.
But what you're describing is pure overrating.
You're right.
People who just point out a dog being out there.
Like, not even cute. Like, one thing, if it's an adorable dog, right?
Or like a different, like a huge, like when I see a
yeah.
fucking Great Dane, I'm like, whoa,
Or some
that
kind of-
dog's like a horse.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's like some kind of dog
Or
that's
a
unique.
fucking, unique, freak, weird dog.
in
sure.
Manhattan, they're almost always these little rats. They're almost always these tiny little
but also
dogs.
forget about it. Just in Manhattan, you walk outside, you're gonna see 50 dogs.
Oh.
Are we gonna point out every single dog
Post-pandemic,
we
when
see?
everyone on the fucking planet just adopted a dog, all I see when I'm drinking a beer on the corner
Is
is
a
a
dog.
dog. And if I'm trying to tell a story and you interrupt me to say,
Look at the dog, to not even like if you tell me to look at the dog, it better be doing a trick. It better be doing something. It better be like, okay, I'm looking at something. To just tell me, look at this creature existing in my field of vision. Okay, great. Back to my story about me.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
back to my important story. Thank you very much.
And then
I was just about to get to the punchline.
And the worst part is too is if it's close, and then the person stops to talk about their dog, and I'm like, what?
Well, you
it
know
happened
what
the other
also-
day. It happened the other day with goddamn fucking Dante the Don. He stopped a dog. He started he was like he's looking at his dog, and he started petting
cannot
the dog,
do that anymore.
And then him and the dog owner just started talking about
The breed of the dog.
breed of the dog.
Ah, I knew it.
It was a
Listen,
Boston Terrier.
Here's what I do. I'll tell you when
I'll
I
start talking about how smart Boston Terriers
Oh,
are.
God.
All kinds of shit.
What a conversation I don't want to have. We stop dogs and pet them when I'm with my children. They are 5 and 3. They want to. To them, I'll say, "Look at the puppy," and okay, can we pet? And it's cute because they are children. For adults to do that, patently ridiculous. And I'll tell you what the problem is. It's dog owners versus non-dog owners. When you don't have a dog and it's like a special thing for you and you're like, I have to pet every dog that I see because I'm a child, you get all fucking the big hubbubaloo. Then when you're a dog owner, you're like, I don't want to. This guy just wants this dog to shit and wants to get back inside. So I'm not going to fucking stop him.
Dude, with my
you know?
dog, I would fucking, when I was like on transportation with them, because so many people wanted to talk, because I was like the first person ever in the history of the world to have a golden doodle, I would strap my arm to I would strap their leash to my arm and put my head down and pretend to sleep for hours so no one would come ask me about my dog. I'm like, I'm fucking tired. Yeah.
Wait, where would you do this?
Like, I mostly on the ferry to Martha's Vineyard.
Okay,
And-
got
and
it. So you have a long way to go and you don't
Yeah.
want to. Yeah, because
And it
like,
would
what are you
be-
gonna, I'm not here to fucking entertain you with my
I don't-
dog.
Well, fucking Google it.
Yeah.
Golden doodle. Take a picture of this dog. Like, what kind of breed is this? And then fucking Google what it's like.
Right.
Because I'm not here to describe my goddamn fucking dog's personality to you.
Right.
Okay.
You're a stranger. I don't want to talk to you.
Right.
It's crazy. The pointing the dogs out is crazy.
It-
Like to interrupt a normal conversation
Nonstop.
to
It
just
happens
say, look at this thing. It's
with-
like, why aren't you doing that with birds and squirrels and fucking cars and buildings and people? It's like, you're just, what are you doing? Just, yes, I see it.
With
what do you think, I'm
my
blind?
drinking
I see it
buddies,
too.
Who you can think who my drinking buddies are.
Yeah.
All of them do that. And it's crazy.
They're dumb. They're dumb people. They're dumb people. It's like, look at the show. Look at the bells and whistles. Look
But
at,
you're right. You are spot on too. Like, none of them currently have dogs. I don't
Right.
currently have a dog either. But like, I think it is.
Yes,
There
yeah.
is like, we're like, look, I
know
know
this
what
is-
your
this
deal
is
is.
just
I know
fucking-
you don't want to talk to me about your dog.
Right.
I know you just want to get the fuck home.
because you, it's just your dog. It's just like your friend, your buddy, your thing. Like it's not a fucking, it's not a special celebrity that we got to talk about here. I mean, I'm with you, man. But these are the people who call them doggos and all that shit.
Yeah.
These are the people who say, drop your dog pics, like make me feel better. You know what? It's like, if the problems you have and the bad mood you're in can be fixed by a fucking picture of a dog on Twitter, you're not that upset. Okay? So just stop with the over-the-top doggo nonsense. Time for our voicemails. They are brought to you by Miller Lite. I realized this the other day because Miller Lite became the presenting sponsor of the Kevin Clancy Show from now through the end of the year. Between this show, that show, 1 Minute Man, our live shows, everything we do, Miller Lite has signed up to like just promote us and be with us. And honestly, that's pretty much a dream come true. Think about that. If like to go to what we were saying before about like, I don't know, not imposter syndrome and not acknowledging, the things that you've done or whatever. If you would have told me when I was a young man that one of the most popular beer companies in the world were gonna be like, they basically sponsor us.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like they're they buy ads on us. It's like we are sponsored by Miller Lite. If you would have told me that I was gonna basically have an endorsement deal with Miller Lite when I was like coming out of college, I would have been like, this is the best life imaginable for me. So soak it in, boys. Soak it in, listeners. KFC Radio and Miller Lite. We are married for fucking life, man. And I said this on the other show. It's Father's Day coming up, and like Miller Lite is the beer of like fathers and men, because it's like it's when you grow up and you don't just drink whichever light beer your city usually drinks or whatever's in front of you. When you finally just pick your own beer, you pick Miller Lite.
Yes.
If you're given that choice and
I
you
was
you
like
experience
talking with
all of
friends.
them, you're like, oh, this is the correct beer to drink all the time.
I was
Miller
talking with
Lite.
friends who like I grew up with over when I was back in Boston last weekend, and they were like, yeah, like we actually, one of our buddies moved to Chicago for a little while, and he moved back, and then when he moved back, he's like, yeah, I drink Miller Lights now. And they have all switched too. They're like,
Yes.
yeah, these are the
It's just better.
These are the better
I
beers.
also just like them better. Like they're doing this thing with New Balance, the shoesy. It's awesome. Because of Father's Day, they're talking about the dad shoe, the New Balance white. It's actually called the 624, but it's a koozie that looks like the New Balance shoe. So you put like your beer like in the ankle basically. It's like a shoe without the front. It's just like the ankle of the shoe, and it's got the New Balance N. And it hold it.
Can we get some of
That's
this?
what I said. I was like, get me the shoes.
I sent an email. They're trying to get us some.
You can go to theshoezy.com. SHOEIZ. SHOEZIE. Is it this one?
Yeah.
SHOEZIE, theshoezy.com. And it's everything that Miller Lite is. It's comfortable, it's authentic, it's everything that Miller Lite and New Balance, like bam, match made in heaven for dads and guys everywhere. This summer you're out grilling, cutting the lawn, doing summertime things, and you're drinking your Miller Lite. It's the light beer for guys who just finally know, like, this is the beer for the rest of my life. Go to theshoezy.com to learn more about it on Father's Day. That's SHOEZIE.com. It's Miller time, baby. Always celebrate responsibly from the Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. Voicemails. Let's cook.
What's up, KFC, Feits, Nick, Jackie? Got a story and a question for you. So a while back, I ordered the watermelon, the plush Moon Man hoodie. Got it, put it on. Wife immediately told me that if I wore that, I was not getting laid. So, obviously, I exchanged that for the sapphire one. That one came in, looks fire, good to go. So, that leads me to my question. What is the weirdest or the worst thing you've been asked to give up or get rid of in order to get laid? Love the pod. Keep on rocking.
All right. Well, I mean, first of all, like, kind of fuck your wife for not liking the watermelon hoodie, but also like halfway you're cool because she liked the sapphire one. Also, right now, if you go to what's the sale URL? Do we know? Right now, we're having a sale on the on all Viva items. If you go to store.barstoolsports.com and go to the collections, you'll see our sale right now. So what's cool about Viva is like we have like last season shit on sale, but like because we're not like a full-blown company, it's like no one's gonna be like, oh, that's last season Viva. You know what I mean? Like the hoodies and the sweatpants and the jackets and the shit that we make last year are still good to wear this year too. So everything, like right now you can get the Block V, the V Sherpa hoodie. It's like that was a brand new hoodie this winter that's now on sale. 20% off. We're running it all through the whole weekend. It's basically like Black Friday. I know everyone gears up for Black Friday and buys everything that weekend, but just do some shopping now in the summer. Get it for yourself. Stash it for the winter. If you want to get holiday gifts for people now, go to store.barstoolsports.com. Go to the collections. You'll see everything on sale. The plush Moon Man, like the brand new shit that we put out, is not a part of it. But almost everything else we've ever made. Answer the Internet's on sale. The blankets are on sale. The hats are on sale. The Sherpa hoodies, the quilted hoodies, the joggers, the jackets, the windbreakers. Like everything we've ever made, 20% off. So if you're down with our merch, like now's the time to buy. What's the weirdest thing? Luckily, I've never been like told to like give something up.
No.
I've never been forced to change my style. I remember like when I was still married And kind of when I started making Viva, and I was like making clothes that I like, and it was like hoodie is like a little bit streetwear, but not fully, you know, like that's kind of what the clothes that I make. I remember Caitlin being like, "What happened to like my like J. Crew like Upper East Side guy?" And I was like, "Yeah, I never really liked that shit." You know what I mean? I was just kind of dressing like what my friends were dressing like, and so she didn't like it, but she wasn't like, "You can't wear those fucking hoodies, you can't wear those like sweatpants or whatever." I don't think I've ever been told, because I honestly think I wouldn't do that. I really like if a girl, I know this happens to a lot of guys. I know we put on for the simps, no judging if you're a simp, but when someone's like, you can't dress that way anymore, I think that's like wildly mean and offensive.
Like we're problematic territory.
Yeah, kind of like the body odor thing.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm just not gonna date you if you just like, when you look at me, you're like, we have to change your hair, your clothes, your shoes, everything. It's like, you just don't like me.
Yeah, and that's okay.
You're just swapping in a boyfriend, like a different guy. So you go find a guy who does all those things for you. So I've never really had that.
I've definitely never had that. I'm far too cool to have someone say they don't like what I wear.
You are such a fucking paradox, man. Like, I'm the biggest loser in the world, but don't you dare tell me I'm way too cool for you to judge.
Look, here's the thing. I wear cool clothes. I know I wear cool clothes. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, we gonna tell me I'm fucking not in something cool? I know I'm in something cool.
Right.
That's why I bought it.
Right.
Because I know what cool is.
You should be judging her.
Yeah.
You're going to wear the last season's dress?
Do.
Yeah.
Silently, I'm not an asshole.
Right.
Well,
but
I'm
thinking it.
But I'm not a problematic asshole. But I'll be like, boy, I should wear that tonight, huh?
Guess I'm going to have to carry the weight for this couple tonight. Yeah. Really, I'm dressing for two, I guess. I'm going to have to make sure people aren't looking at you. But yeah, I mean, I wish I could give you something better. But I think ultimately that's kind of the answer to my question is if like somebody makes you give up something really important. I guess if it's like, you know, that melon hoodie he's talking about is kind of like a splashed you in the eye. I do think that's the one criticism about body armor. I like the big opening, but a lot of times it splashes into your eyeball.
Right in my face.
Yeah. Was that intentional? Yeah. Okay. You know, that hoodie's like kind of pink. Maybe your girl could be like, that's a bit much, but I don't know.
It depends how old you are. He said wife, right? My mom got. I think my mom got all these for my dad, so Polly's down with it. But the you know, like sometimes you take a risk with something.
Yeah.
Right?
But that's why you shouldn't. You shoot. I think that's something that happens to guys. You like shoot a guy down when he did that.
Guess what? Never taking a risk again.
Yeah. Like
right?
he was probably like, all right, I'm gonna get the pink hoodie. Like it's a little bit much, and then you're like, this one of the moments that jumps out at me was when I played when me and Dave were doing the rap battle, and I finished second round TKO. And I played it, and she was like, "Oh my god, I'm so embarrassed. I can't even like. Oh my god, this is so cringe. Like, turn it off." She was like joking, and I was like, "That was the meanest thing that's ever happened to me."
Right.
Like that was at that moment that was like the most important project I had ever worked on, and I was so proud of it. And I was like, "Okay, well, like I'm gonna go kill myself now." So you can't do that to guys. You can't shoot them down. Yeah. Well, that one's justified, but whatever. Next voicemail. Last voicemail of the day is brought to you by FreeFly Apparel. Brands send us clothing all the time. And you know, sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. And I'm proud to tell you that FreeFly is one of the brands that I would go out and buy myself. That I would wear these whether I was working this job or not. If I found out about FreeFly apparel and I bought some and experienced it, like there's no going back. Whether you're paid for it, whether you're a client of theirs or not, FreeFly apparel is so comfortable and so like it's the perfect kind of like in between for what you need right now. Like I got this Henley that's long sleeve that's so soft and comfortable that it's like it's a gray color. It's perfect. I match that. I wear it with like these pair of like swishy pants that aren't too baggy, but they're not too tight. It's like, wow, this is exactly what I need. When you don't want to wear jeans, but you can't wear sweatpants, and you want something that's a little bit comfortable, but also a little bit like, you know, tapered and stylish, bam, they've got these pants. Some of them are just kind of like athleisure pants. Some of them have, you know, the regular like belt button zipper fly situation. So they've got everything from, you know, a little more like businessy to the more leisure. They got the shirts that are made out of buttery soft bamboo whether or not I was working with them and doing this podcast, I would rock FreeFly apparel. So you should too. And right now you can get 20% off when you go to freeflyapparel.com/KFC. Technically, it's supposed to be for people who go fly fishing and hunting and hiking and outdoorsy shit. For me, it's all about the indoors, Barstool Indoors. FreeFly is a huge part of the Barstool Indoors rotation. So go to freeflyapparel.com/KFC and get 20% off when you visit. Last voicemail. Let's go.
Hey, boys. I have a situation that I want your take on, and if in the end you say do nothing, that is 100% okay with me. So, NBA playoffs are going on right now. This guy that I see as a friend asked me to go with him the other night, and had a great time, but, like, really just saw it as friends. And I say, like, I'll pay for my shit. Like, I don't have a complex or anything. Like, I can do it. Like, it's fine. Come to find out, like, the tickets were hella expensive, and I'm down to pay for it, and I've offered multiple times, but he, like, refuses. And now I feel like I'm, like, in some type of hole where I owe him something. So is homeboy just, like, a simp? And we'll see if he, like, tries to get with me or something, or, like, do I really have to...
Why is he a simp?
Pay him back, even though he's kind of not letting me? Like, do I send him the Venmo, even though he hasn't told me how much the tickets are?
He got tickets to an event and invited you. It's not like a simp move. I mean, if this guy's, like, if you guys are, like, fresh out of college and you're, like, broke boy and girl, and he's paying, like, $1,000 tickets and you know that he's going way overboard, I guess that's different.
Yeah, like, what, did he get you, like, VIP tent at Coachella, or did he get you, like...
Yeah, are you sitting courtside for Durant and it's, like, you know that, like, it's way too expensive and he's just, like, being desperate? But if it's just like, I got you tickets, like, and it's like, no, you don't have to Venmo me. I just want to go out with you. I mean, listen, he probably wants to hook up with you. You're going on a date of some sort. He probably wants to fuck you. Yeah. But I don't think it's like you have to because he got you these tickets. So
I think asking someone to Venmo you or asking if you can Venmo them is the most insulting thing to do. Yeah. I'm always the first to put down a card, and I never Venmo anybody, and I don't care at all. But people people will say, like, why don't you ever Venmo me? And I'm like, well,
Venmo requests me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I'm not gonna do that.
What, am I gonna do math?
I mean, I guess it's almost like when guys say, like, you want to see them reach for their purse, and then it's fine. Like, if you're still early on and you're maybe kind of dating and it's awkward, like, you know, and I get the tickets and you say, like, oh my God, these were, like, expensive. Do you want me to pay for some? And I don't know. You offer that. And it's like, okay. And then I say no, and then that's it.
Your husband be like,
and you really don't even have to do that. I think it's all about, if I say to you, like, I want to go to the game, do you want to go with me? Do you want to, should we try to get tickets? You kind of imply that, like, you're getting the ticket too. Versus, like, I have 2 tickets to the game, do you want to go? That's usually, like, I'm giving these to you. You know?
Yeah.
And maybe, you know, when it's a guy, it's like, I'll pay for the, you know, you got the ticket, I get the beer or something like that. But if it's a girl and a date, I don't think.
With a guy, and I would never expect it, but, like, with a guy, like, if someone brings me tickets. That's why it was so fucking hard to go to the game with Tank. Tank wouldn't let me pay for his ticket. Tank doesn't drink beers.
Right, you can't get him back in any way.
I was like,
I'll buy you 1,000 Cokes, bro. Well, you know what? You gotta be cautious, ladies. A lot of times people are getting tickets, like, from a guy. My dad knows a dude. I got a ticket broker, like, whatever it is. All of a sudden you're feeling bad that you have $500 tickets that he didn't even pay for.
Guess how I hooked up the only way in high school.
Yeah. Dad season
My
tickets.
Dad had season tickets to the Red Sox and the Bruins and the Patriots and the Celtics.
And we're done. We're done. Subscribe on YouTube, or your grandmother's gonna fucking die. The quadruple dab. Wow. All right, let me do this ad read.
There was one chick in school. She like only fucked the black guys in school. She was like, will you? She's like her tale of, like, what I do. And she's like, will you take me to a Celtics game? And I was like, you fucking bet I will.
You goddamn right, girl. That's amazing.
And then that girl was a freak girl, and
a freak girl.
I mean,
you a freak girl.
I've probably told a story about it here before. I don't even know if this is on the podcast or if I'm just talking to my friends.
I'm still rolling.
We're still rolling. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. In art class, she asked to borrow my phone while she went to the bathroom. I was like, sure. And she came back and she had changed she was much older than me. I was a sophomore. She was a senior. And maybe I've told this one.
I think so, yeah.
And she changed my ringtone to just her moaning.
Oh, shit.
And it was just, And I kept that ringtone for a while.
That would still
not
be my ringtone to
not
this day.
as the ringtone, but I kept it in the
that
phone.
recording. Yeah. Damn, that is a kinky ass move. That's a one of a kind move.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard of anybody doing that.
Never again.
Wow.
Never again have I heard of that.
That's a special girl, man. Good for her.
I actually forget her
Good
name.
for you. I actually forget. I guess she's not that special.
No, I know her. I think I know her, but I'm not
Dude, you
positive.
know her
not gonna
sexual.
say it right now.
You know her sexual proclivities. You know what she sounds like when she moans. You went out with her, and you do not know her name.
No, I don't.
It's funny what sticks and what doesn't, huh?
I have a pretty good idea of what it is, but.
You want the good news or the bad news? What do you want, the good news or the bad news?
I always go good news first.
All right, the good news is when we started this shit, only 10% of people watching our YouTube videos were subscribed. And now it's up to 40%. So that's almost like a 50-50 split. That's a 30% increase. A little math for you. That's the good news.
Too much math for me, but it's good news.
You know what the bad news is? That still means 60% of you motherfuckers aren't subscribed. It still means the
thing
majority.
I asked first, because that would have been backwards.
That'd have been terrible. Yeah. Imagine if I was like, well, the good news is
It's good thing I fucking go good news first.
60% still just freeloading off of our videos. And guess what? It's YouTube. You're all freeloading. It's not really all. The only cost is to push the fucking button.
Just push it. Push the button.
Push it. Push it real good.
Push it real good!
Dun, 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 dun.